Hello. I am on early tonight. I'm so used to doing this for my classes now. That's how I started. Hi. That's when I come on to the English classes. I want to welcome all the students. Let me turn this down with all the love I possibly can. So that's how I. Hi, how are you today? With a big smile. And let me tell you what all these students say. I just came right in, right? Okay. All the students tell me that they can understand my English because I speak slowly, which I think is such a compliment. I'm just doing a mic check. Got it? YouTube asked me for moderators. I ain't got that many people watching me yet until after. But and that's because certain things can't be in the chat, right? Like, I don't care if anyone has anything bad to say about me. More money, right? However, there are certain words that cannot be used that have to be taken out of the chat. So it's all right. When we get there, we get there. However, in these English classes, that is how I start off. And I have to tell you, I have been having a ball. I've been to Venezuela, Cuba, Saudi Arabia, Czech Republic, Germany. What's the other? I got Uzbekistan in my head, but it's not Uzbekistan. It is how did I forget this country? Yellow and blue. It starts with a U. Ukraine. Wow. Anyways, I've been all over the world. It has been the absolute best in this class, and I'm saying that virtually. And the United States, how many people here, which is really great, that want to learn English or need to improve their English. So I'm having a blast there. I do have a little agenda. How is everyone doing this evening? Let me go ahead. Here we go. I wanted to chat about a couple of things, but look, I'm not going to stay on long tonight. When I say I am a busy beaver, I love it. I absolutely love it. I am super busy. And I am doing this for my future and for the well-being of my family. So it is all good. And I am very, very happy. But let's chat about it. First, I've been watching lately this show on Netflix. YouTube. It's called like Pop the Balloon or Find a Date, something along those lines, where you have a lineup of people and one person comes out and immediately and the line of people, there's maybe 10, all have a red balloon and a toothpick. And if they don't like what they see, they pop the balloon. So imagine walking out and hearing pop, 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 pop. It is the funniest show. It is a really great show. However, I believe the age range that they bring these people to find a date are 20, like even late teens. So over 18 or 18 and over, up to maybe 45, maybe up to 50, let's say. Just throwing that out there. So it's a definite age range of people. And it is amazing that the younger folks are extremely religious. The high 30, early 40-year-olds, they're like, look, it is what it is. But these 18, 20-something-year-old, oh, you got to be God-fearing. You got to put God first. I'm trying to get back in church. They are just the funniest thing. If you ever have a chance to watch it, watch it. It's amazing. I crack up. Literally, I just laugh the whole time. Especially when you hear those balloons. But we said they need Love on the Spectrum version and a plus size version. Set it off, right? Okay. So have to absolutely give a to the festival in Connecticut, Simsbury Meadows on September 20. I should know this by heart by now. September 28th. You do have to purchase tickets to get in. So I found out through Janine, you can actually go there to the event and get a ticket to get in, or purchase it online prior. The flyer and the website are on my page. I'm going to post it again. It is the Community and Arts Festival. You can go to their page as well, but definitely come check me out. I will be there. I'm going to have some gifts, some giveaways, some good stuff. So if you're in Connecticut, those of you who are not in Connecticut, come out. Those of you who are in Connecticut, come get a gift and a hug from me. Ooh, ooh. Okay. Let's get into some things. I'm not going to be on long, but I quickly want to tell the story of a presidential visit. Now, I told this story last week, ironically, and I'm going to tell it again for a reason. When I was in college, I went to Western Connecticut State University. This is when Bill Clinton was president. Yes, it seems a long time ago now that I say that. But Bill Clinton was on his way out. It was definitely his last year, but he was campaigning for some other Democrats. And for those of you who don't know, Western Connecticut State University is in Danbury, Connecticut. Just so you can look the facts up. Well, he came to our campus he came to Danbury to do a fundraiser dinner for a candidate, but also while he was there, he made a speech. And we, as students, got to see this for free. So it was great. But the even neater part about all of this was the entrance of a United States president, which I had never seen before. So I want to say this was early 2000s or late 1900s. Even crazier that I could say that. Late 1900s or early 2000s. Just giving you a rough estimate of the time. Hey, Pooh. LaShante says, hey, priestess mother. Hey, girl. Hey, baby mama. I remember this time. So when Clinton, he landed, and I'm pretty sure that he flew, what did he fly? Air Force One into probably Westchester Airport. That was the closest airport, Westchester, New York. And then helicoptered in to Western Connecticut State University. Now, at that time, there were two campuses. Was the main campus, and there was I forgot the name of the campus, but there was Penny dormitory. There were two dorms and stuff. Anyways, he landed at the other campus, and the campus was on a hill, and they had two fields, like a football field or a soccer field, something. I really can't remember. Okay, but on that field is where he landed. Now, 1 month that I noticed prior to the president landing, I noticed, and I will tell you, they did not tell us that the president was coming. They did not let the news out for a very long time, just until right before the speech. Let's say a week prior to the speech. So I noticed about a month ahead of time that there were substitute teachers. I had one. There were people walking around campus. Meh. But, you really don't think about it. You could tell they were older, though. They were adults, but they sure weren't students. And there were just certain things that were taking place. Then, a week before, the word went out, "The president's coming, the president's coming." I was like, "President who? Of the university?" They were like, "No, the president of the United States." Like, Clinton? Bill? Billy? Yes. I couldn't believe it. Stop it. Shut up. When is he coming? So I found out, but luckily at that time I didn't have to work because I used to have 3 jobs in college. When I say I'm a hustler all my life, my daddy will tell you I've been hustling all my life. I have 3 jobs, and I will tell you, y'all remember Foot Locker? I worked at Ladies Foot Locker. I worked at Brookstone for a hot second. I hated Ladies Foot Locker. Worked at Brookstone for a little minute. I worked at Lane Bryant, and I was the secretary for the SGA, the Student Government Association, and I got paid for that. All I had to do was sit down, and I made coffee, and I used to call it the Lex Special. It was coffee and hot chocolate mixed together. I know. I was so dope, right? Okay. And I used to sell it like it was something new, right? "Oh, you gotta try this. People would love it." So I know that's 4 jobs, but like Brookstone, I literally was for a hot second. Wasn't much. Lady Foot Locker was good. I hated it, but it was what it was. I don't even know if Lady Foot Locker still exists. The green and the white shirts, opposed to regular Foot Locker, the referee. Anyway, so I didn't have to work and I didn't have any class. And he landed probably 2 in the afternoon, maybe 1 in the afternoon. And when he came, everything ceased. When I say everything ceased, there was no movement. Now, let me explain really quick how the campus was set up, just a smidge so you can understand what I'm saying. My dorm was on top of a hill. So the whole campus was on top of a hill, pretty big hill. And then on top of that hill, there was another hill where my dorm was. Talk about having to walk there, Lord. So to even get down to where like the main street is and the field, you have to walk down a hill. There was a landing, and then you can get to the field or completely go down the hill. And this is a big hill. Um, we could not move. So at the time the president helicopter was landing, it was huge, it was beautiful, silent. If you were in the dorm, you had to remain in the dorm. If you made it outside to watch this, you had to remain exactly where you were. Wherever you were, it's like they pressed a pause button, and there were enough people there to say, "You do not move." And when I say people, I mean suits. Okay. So explain. There are Secret Service that you see with the earpieces, they're in the black suits, they have the sunglasses, right? They're the look, the appearance of. That is what we see. What we don't see are the plain clothes folks who are also government employees. Okay. Those people were saying, You cannot move. Secret Service was all. I mean, I'm not going to say Secret Service because they're all Secret Service, but the black suited up ones, that's who you see with the president. That's who you see running and protect with the walking with the president, all that stuff, the first lady, the kids. But you're never going to know who's really Secret Service, right? You don't know on the street who's a cop. Look, in New York on the subway, if you get caught urinating, peeing in the subway, you're going to jail like that. And there are plainclothes cops everywhere in the subway. Everywhere. I have been with people when I was in New York, and this was years ago, 20 years ago, and got arrested on the spot because they were peeing on the subway. Not on the subway, but in the underground. So this is Secret Service, right? This is the top job of the daggone world. I'm gonna say world because United States is looked at, right? The president. There is so much that takes place for nothing to go wrong. No rogue people to come along and try to do something, throw a tomato, throw a bowl of spaghetti, all of that stuff. And even further, it doesn't happen. I am going to say it is. So check this out. Even drones, because back then they had drones, but they weren't available to us like they are now, right? The government uses drones and whatever companies use drones, but it was very drones, were very private. They weren't even allowed drones, cameras. The search to get to the speech site was ridiculous. And we were told. See, the thing is, they tell you all of this stuff. It's not like it's a surprise when you get there. Oh, I can't. No, there's a whole list. You might as well come with you, your person, your hair, your person, your hair, and your clothing. That is it. Don't carry a purse. If you have to take medication, just bring the medication. What is that thing? Inhaler or something like that. It's not going to happen. They took these measures 20 plus years ago. And I'm done with that. What I really wanted to talk about tonight, just saying, that's it. I've been there. I've seen it. I am so happy I was able to see it. It was so dope seeing Clinton. Clinton was the dude. Clinton's the man. Clinton's the most famous guy to get, right? Clinton is it. He had In Vogue. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it at the inauguration, right? We all remember Clinton. Chelsea had that beautiful wedding. The let me tell you, at Chelsea's wedding, they had to bring in porta potties. Those porta potties are better than 90% of our bathrooms in our homes. Swear to goodness, these porta potties were phenomenal. Okay, so we're gonna leave that alone. I'm just saying that for a reason. I just think it's ironic. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? A little too ironic. And yeah, I really do think. It's like, okay. I wanted to talk tonight about assets and liabilities. The reason I'm bringing this up is because one of my co-Toastmasters named Willie, one of the most famous Toastmasters. Yes, at Willie, I'm talking about you. He's an actor. His IMBD has 40 plus projects that he's worked on, movies that he's been in. He's doing his thing, really. So we were talking about assets and liabilities, and he brought up a really great point to me and said, are you being an asset or a liability in someone's life? And I will tell you, I am the type of person that when something is brought to my attention and I feel I'm going to go into it. It's like rain on your wedding day. When you feel that, the church people call it a conviction. When you feel convicted with hearing something. And when he said that to me, I felt it. I felt that little drop in my between my heart and my stomach, like, oh. And then he went even a little bit further to explain that it is one's job, it is one's responsibility to know if they are an asset or a liability, right? So we can say to their job, to their partner, to their child, to their church, to their community, right? We can take the asset and liability and kind of put it anywhere. How do we know that we're an asset or liability? What is the measurement of that? How is that tangible measurement, or how do we know that? Well, I think it comes to knowing exactly what an asset is and what a liability is, right? And we kind of know, but an asset is a useful or valuable thing, comma, person, comma, or quality. So similar words of assets, right, that came up were benefit, advantage, blessing, strength, gift, talent, forte, resource, ashe, resource. The definition of a liability is the state, this is one definition, the state of being responsible for something. A person or thing whose presence or behavior is likely to cause embarrassment or put one at a disadvantage. Similar words: hindrance, encumbrance, handicap, impediment, drag, drawback, disadvantage. Right? So I was looking that up because this has been, since we had that conversation, it's been here, right? It convicted me because now I ask myself, am I being an asset or a liability with my job? Am I being an asset or a liability to Toastmasters? I've taken on this position of area director. I don't know what I'm doing, but how can I be an asset to Toastmasters? Well, I can learn what I don't know. I can ask questions. I can put one step forward to get in the job, start reading, doing things. So I give this to you all to ask yourself, are you being an asset or are you being a liability? Now, some of us think that we are the greatest assets ever. Our assets can twerk, they can roll, they can bounce, they can shake, right? Our assets. But just because they are doing all of that doesn't necessarily mean the other party wants all of that or needs all of that. So if you're making your ass bounce, roll, twerk, and shake, and the other party doesn't need that, are you still an asset? Or do you become a liability? Right? Our jobs. I had to do this management assessment thing where they list a bunch of competencies and room for growth and competencies that I am doing well with. And I received a ton of 100%, which I was shocked because I didn't know what I was doing. But there were some areas that my competencies were a little bit lower. I didn't fail anything. My scores were really well. However, there's opportunities that I can work on. So even though I had 100% in probably 60% of those areas, just because I can do them well doesn't necessarily mean that I'm an asset to my company. Does that make sense? I don't even like that. Does that make sense? You feel me? Right? Just because we think we are doing the bomb job with whatever we're doing, we think we're an asset. Well, I know I'm an asset, but what if it's not even needed? Are you still an asset? Or are you a liability because you're wasting time? And that's what we don't want to do. Right? Life is here and then it's not. And it's just simple as that. I it is just, it literally I can't, there's and there is a process that happens when someone passes, but the bottom line and the most, what is it? The lowest common denominative way that I can put it is we're not here, we're here, and we're not here again. Just like baby ain't here. Next thing you know, I'm hungry. Tickle me. And oh, my back, my leg, my neck and my back. And then you're never heard of again. Never heard of again. Like that. So while you're here in this little moment, don't waste any time. Don't waste any time. Ask yourself, are you being an asset or a liability? And there's no judgment. If you know that you're being a liability, if I know that, look, I can't do this Toastmasters job. I can't do the area director position. It's just too much for me. One, two, I don't want to spend the time trying to learn something else. Then, hey, look, I can't do this. I really don't want to do this. I'm telling you, I want to leave. It's going to help me in the long run, not even the short run, and it'll help them too, so they can get someone who is an asset to them. Because if I stay on and become a drag, then I'm a liability. So that is my offer to all of us, to really think about, are we being that liability? Are we being an asset? And if you are a liability, then the questions come. Well, do I still want to be a liability? How can I maybe become an asset? Or if I am a liability, F it. I'll go somewhere else and be somebody's asset. Because guess what? There are places that want some ass to twerk, shake, roll, and bounce. It just may not be necessary at the taco stand. But at Magic City, all day. You know what I'm saying? All that twerking at the taco stand. Bitch, make a taco. Stop all that twerking. Right? Like, you're a liability right now. You're being a liability. Make a daggone burrito. Otherwise, at Magic City, they don't serve burritos or tacos. They serve wings and steak and chicken. Okay? They serve. Now, you can go over there. You can probably present. Look, I can make a mean burrito and some tacos. But my better talent is sliding down this pole using my assets. You feel me? So yeah, that was it today. I got stuff to do. I got videos. Oh Lord, when I say I'm busy, but I love it. Hey, someone reached out to me today, and it makes me happy when people reach out to me for help and for like awkward help. You know what this person asked me for? The message was, I need you to help me get a side hustle. That is what I'm talking about. Because it look, y'all may not know me, but the one thing you know is Lex is gonna have some type of hustle. And this person knew off the rip, I need a side hustle. You know what? I bet that Lexus knows what I could do to be an asset. I'll direct people where they need to go. Right? If Blue Flame is where they need to go, well then so be it. Ashe, aho, so be it. Shake it. Or they can teach you. And you set your own price, ETW. All right, I'm really gonna go there. I know it does not say it's 75 outside. It's 75 in Atlanta right now. That's a nice day. I have to go outside. Let me see. It says it's 75. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yes. Uh-huh. I'm saying shake it, right? Wait, wait. Lou Dobbs. Let me tell you, when I say these people are dropping, Bob Newhart, Lou Dobbs. Lou Dobbs was the conservative guy on Fox and CNN. If you saw him, you would know who he is. If you don't know, but remember Bob Newhart, the Newhart Show, Bob Newhart Show. Yeah, Shannon Doherty, um, Shelley Duvall. I think it was last week. Um, but really quick, and I'm gonna go. So a lot of us were raised in the fear of Christianity, the fear of church, right? The fear of God, and so death may be a sensitive subject. It may be a triggering subject. I want you to know, and this has nothing to do with death or there are more people dying. From the 20s through the 30s to the 40s to the 50s to the 60s, entertainment has exponentially grown. From TV used to going, remember when TV went off? Some of you may not remember, but TV used to go off. Like all you see the American flag waving or the whoop, right? Those lines. TV used to go off. So you only had a few shows. There were maybe, I don't know, 1,000 stars, let's say, 1,000 entertainers out there. Musicians, you only had so many types of music. Well, through the decades, we're multiplying that amount, say times 20. So in the 20s, there was this, 1,000. In the 30s, there were 20,000, right? Let's keep multiplying. Then let's double it for the 40s. Now you have 40,000 entertainers. Now we are up to the millions between those influencers on all social media. Do you know how many channels there are right now in the world? How many television channels? How many channels does ESPN have? Worldwide sports. I'm going to say close to, I don't know, in the thousands, because they have every single sport covered in every single language. You understand? There are multiple. It's not just like, okay, we're going to watch NFL tonight or we're like soccer. Every soccer game, which is happening right now, has to be broadcast in every country in every language. So if you have Manchester United versus Atlanta what is the Atlanta team called? The Atlanta soccer team. You're going to have that game broadcast in English, broadcast in Spanish, broadcast in French, broadcast in German, broadcast in Danish, Afrikaans. You know what I'm saying? Every language. So they are in the thousands, and that's just ESPN. Then you got there are billions of stations, and we know billions of stars, of entertainers, musicians. So when they die, we're going to hear about it. It's not like everybody's dying. It is literally, we are hearing about everyone dying. The same amount of people are dying. You can go on the daggone CDC website, which I have, to see like, well, how many people are dying? It is the exact same amount. Look over 10 years. It is literally just, we are hearing it more because there are more stars. There are more entertainers. Everybody's an entertainer now. So don't get scared. And I'm saying all this to not put fear. Don't get scared, or don't think that, oh, my time's coming. Oh, Elizabeth, I'm coming. No, your time is your time. And while you're here on this time, don't be a liability. Don't do it. Be an asset. And most importantly, be an asset to yourself. It was so nice. All right, folks, I love all of you so much. I will see you next week. Have a great weekend, and be safe, and eat a lot and drink some. Love on somebody, hug someone, give someone a kiss, just give someone a compliment. I promise it will brighten their day. Okay. Bye-bye. I love you. Bye.